It's okay to be delusional, and you should accept that to begin with. For instance, no one at all is going to believe in you. If you one day wake up working at 9 to 5, for instance, and then you go over to your parents, friends, family, loved ones, wherever, and you tell them, I'm going to run £100 million business. Will anyone believe you? No. No, they absolutely would not. They would think that you're delusional. And that is the main thing that people often get thrown off about. They often think that no one believes in them, and therefore I'm going to give up because it ain't going to happen, and I'm scared about what people are going to think about me. But reality is, it sounds stupid for you to wake up and for everyone to believe in your dream when you have done nothing. And like, they're right to be, to think that you're not going to make it. And they're going to say that you're being delusional, and they're not wrong, but it is correct, and you should be okay with them saying that you're delusional. For instance, if you're like the rest of the 99% who just hear people's beliefs and like, oh no, I don't know them to be thinking that, and then you end up giving up, you've missed out on your chance. And that's the one thing that I'm really scared about, is regret. Imagine living your one and only life, and then you're scared. No, sorry, let me restart. You're in bed, okay? You're about to die, and the last thing you're thinking of, I wish I did that. That's the one thing you don't want, is regret. That's the last thing that anyone would want. That is why the most important thing to get out of your head as soon as you can, and to change your mindset, is to stop caring about what people think and to be delusional. That's all it is. Because the second that you start to understand that you're going to be different, and you have to do things that the traditional person doesn't do, and they're going to think that you're shit, then that is the real part when you start to grow. Because the second that you start to say, I'm going to do this, one, you can prove them wrong. Secondly, you can go full in at it and not care what anyone does, so therefore you can go absolutely crazy at it without giving a shit, and it will stop holding you back. And it's actually a superpower to believe and to know that you do not care about what anyone says, and you get more determined to prove people wrong and to just get there. So if you can wake up one day and have the courage to tell people, but then not to care if they think that you're delusional, then you're already winning. You're already winning. Because, like I said, if you can wake up with no care in the world, and you do not care what anyone there thinks about you, then you have got a 100% chance of winning. And I don't mean that you're going to get on your first time round. I mean that you're going to fail a lot in the short term. But in the long term, no matter how long it takes, whether it takes 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, whatever, you will get there eventually. And that's the main thing. And the main thing that stops people is thinking whatever someone else is going to say about them, like people that they don't even know, or comparing themselves. But the thing that you need to remember is you're playing in two separate games. If you're going to be an entrepreneur and you want to start your own business, you're not going to get paid for months. You're not going to get paid regularly, weekly, monthly, whatever you get paid on. You're not going to be getting paid like that. You're not going to be going up a corporate ladder or whatever. You're going to be playing your own fucking game. You're going to be doing your own fucking rules. So I don't know why people listen to people who say, you haven't got paid yet. You haven't been paid for months yet. Where's your money yet? When you've only been starting for 2 months. We're playing a separate game. I wouldn't have a go at you for like not getting a hole in one while I'm playing football or something. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But when it comes to 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship or content creation, people scream at you for not having money yet when it's a complete different game. It is rubbish. So if you can sit out people saying all of this nonsense, and you can be delusional to yourself and fully believe in yourself and be ambitious as fuck, but believe in yourself at the same time, you will 100% get there. 100% without a doubt. Because the one thing that stops people is, like I said, delusion. Like caring what people think, but then having no ambition, like after like a couple months. Like the only way that you probably get there is from high output and not giving up. Because if you do not give up, then it is impossible for you to not win. You're going to fail many times. But once again, if you do not give up, you shall not fail. So being delusional and then slowly proving everyone right. And like the best thing is lowering your expectations. If you can lower your expectations for everyone, by like making loads of mistakes and stuff like that, it's going to be even better. Because only when you do get the up, look, everyone's going to be like, wow, you can't believe that. But when you do that, made the mistakes, no one's going to give a fuck, because your expectations were so low in the first place. So, like, what Gary Vee says is fuck up on purpose, because there's such a high upside from it. There's such a high upside. Not many people believe in it, but I fucking believe in it. To, like, not give a shit about what anyone says, and, like losing and having, like, a fail is amazing, because then you have such low expectation that the upside is incredible. So this is more or less the entire video, is just stop giving a fuck about what people think and be delusional to yourself and everyone else. Because the idea itself, people are just going to be like, yeah, it's no idea, whatever. Don't go for it. Because they're obviously been in, like, the entire race in the game of 9 to 5. You're playing a different game. So them saying that, like you saying that to them, is going to sound so stupid. But that is why being delusional is probably the best game that you can play when it comes to entrepreneurship, to just be delusional. So start being delusional today and prove everyone else wrong. But once again, stop giving a shit about what everyone else thinks. It's just slowing you down at this point.